Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Well, as you can see, I was already doing some work on our 2005 Honda VTX 1800. Well, as I was doing the work, I found out that there was a split fuel line right here. So I'm going to show you how to replace it. So let me bring the machine up a little bit more, go grab a couple of tools, and I'll show you how to get it done. All right, let's go through some of the tools we're going to need to get this project done. You're going to need a 5 and a 6 millimeter Allen, a couple of different 3/8 extensions. Sockets, you're just going to need a 10 and a 12. Then you're going to need a 10 box wrench, a couple of different pliers, needle nose, maybe one with a hook in it makes it easier, and then a 3/8 inch ratchet. Once you've got that together, we can get started. All right, let's go ahead and get the seat out of the way, then we can get the tank off. Just have a couple of 6 millimeter Allens that are hidden right under the edge of the seat, right above where the shock absorbers connect. All right, first, to get the tank off, go ahead and get this rear nut and bolt off. It actually runs all the way through the back of the tank. 10 millimeter on either end. You have to lift up a little bit on the tank, relieve pressure, and she'll come right out. Next, let's get the center display off the tank. Just a 5 millimeter Allen. Temporarily take off our fuel cap. Go and put it back on. All right, guys, we're getting ready to remove the fuel tank, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and drain it, because this particular machine has a fuel line here, and then it has what they call a fuel drain up in here. When I disconnect this line, fuel's going to flow from both directions. It's a very strange system. So what we're going to do is disconnect the fuel line here. My assistant here is going to keep it plugged. We're going to plug this in and then connect this drain hose to it. Then we're going to just drain out all the fuel. It's the safest and the best way on how to do this. All right, you ready? Make sure no one's smoking anywhere near you. All right, you ready? All right, let's go ahead and let her drain out. All right, she is finally empty. And you can't see my tank, but there's roughly 5 gallons in there. We were wrestling around with, over 40 pounds worth of fuel. So now we can lift it up, disconnect our fuel level sensor. We can get these 2 vent lines, as well as this tank drain hose. All right, we go and slide her back and lift her off. With a empty tank is a whole lot easier, not to mention a whole lot safer. So I definitely recommend draining it. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and drop down the fuel pump itself. It's got 3 12 millimeter bolts hidden around, one on either side, then one up at the top. So all we really need to do is just drop it down far enough to get to the clamp on top of the hose, release it, and then we'll feed it up and out of the way. Top bolt just happens to go through the bracket that's holding on the regulator rectifier. So just gently sweep that out of the way. And there's number 3. All right, with those 3 disconnected, keep in mind you've still got all these other hoses still attached. What we're after is just that clamp right here. So that's the only one that we have to release. It's probably got some fuel still in that line, so be prepared for it to go ahead and drain out. Let's see if we can get that pushed off. All right, what I did is I went ahead and kind of pulled it out where it was routed around the frame. I've actually pushed it down a little bit. Show you a little bit of a garage hack. What I have here is just a bolt where I sheared off the head, and I'm gonna feed this into my new hose, and then I'm gonna do the same thing to the old hose, and hopefully it's just gonna guide it straight up. So let's see if it works. Looky there. Now we just need to get that out and then get it reconnected. All right, let's get this hose connected back up on the fuel pump side. There it is. Now, we'll bring up the hose all the way. Remember, it was routed around this direction. All right, let's get those bolts back in. And don't tighten them down at first, just get them started, because we'll probably have to shift it around a little bit. All right, we'll get this top one in that also holds up the regulator rectifier. Then we'll go back and tighten up all three. Well, all right, guys, that pretty much wraps this little part up. Listen, as you're going through there, go ahead and check all your hoses. We only had one that was split, but you know, when you start to get a machine that's over 10 years old, rubber starts to degrade and you really need to keep an eye on it. Well, if you need any of the parts, in particular that hose, for your machine, why don't you come find us at Partzilla.com, where we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.